matter don't call for an interview again. Don't tell us say see if VDM as they say make he apologize for them. Even if not 30 seconds, 1 minute, he tell do the video apologize to the family, therefore rest for this matter. Based on say he no apologize, the reason why they go need to answer am for court. Now be this one, guys. This I go and play this very update for now. Make una watch this video. Wahala they say, you know they finish. Please share this video as they watch and let me know what you guys think for this video.
Your reaction first as sister to Falz the bad guy and daughter to your father, of course, Femi Falana, and of course as a lawyer with Falana and Falana.
I think my initial reaction was obviously not to take it seriously because unfortunately the way social media works, people say things, a lot of people say things, and a lot of times people say things that aren't true, that they're saying for clout, for attention. And so I was like, nobody's going to believe this. But then, you know, because also this very dark man fellow he's always, you know, notoriously saying things, sometimes true, sometimes not. So I was like, I think people know this guy is notorious. I don't think anybody's really going to believe this, you know. But you know, the more it played out, the more bizarre it got, and you know, people saying all sorts of just outlandish, crazy things. And you know, the questions that I had for people, it's not rocket science, right? This person claiming that, first of all, what was on the voice note that Very Dark Man was playing and what he was saying and insinuating are different things. Because the supposed audio recording that obviously was illegally obtained by the way, you know, Bobrisky obviously asking this person for money, saying that, oh, I need so and so amount of money because I've been told that, you know, the only way to get out of this ruckus is to get a presidential pardon. Before I go on, I need to state categorically that you don't need to pay any presidential pardon. Pardons can be applied for. You don't even have to be a lawyer to apply for a pardon. By the way, anybody can apply to the president for a pardon. It's not something you need to pay money for. But we know because, again, Bobrisky released a list of people he called to ask for money. So we know that he called several people to ask for money. You know, he told them he told some people he needed money to stay in a more, what's the word? The VIP portion of the prison. Obviously, he's telling this person on the, you know, recording that, oh, I need the money to pay the Ministry of Justice so that my case can be fast-tracked to get my presidential pardon. So now, to go from that to what Very Dark Man was saying, which is that, oh, the money that was paid was to Femi Falana, and that Falz was the one who helped Bobrisky speak to Femi Falana and ask for that money for the presidential pardon. We're now talking about completely different scenarios here. And then he takes it as far as saying that, oh, are Falz and Bobrisky involved? Are they lovers? We're just veering completely off track. Now back to the recording. You know, if we're saying, we're looking at what was on that recording, there's an allegation that, you know, EFCC took money to reduce your charge. Then there's the allegation that you were going to pay somebody in the Ministry of Justice to make sure that your application for the presidential pardon is fast-tracked. And then we're now talking about what Very Dark Man said, which is that, oh, Falz reached out to Bobrisky, helped him organize this and this and that. It's a whole mess, a lot of allegations, and when you are, you know, throwing around these kind of allegations, you have to have evidence. And I would think any reasonable person, knowing that there are laws against defamation, before coming on the internet to say, oh, this person said this and this and this, or did this, or fast-tracked this, or helped this person achieve this. Before saying all that, I would believe that you would have hard proof or evidence before you do something like that. But of course, not everybody thinks things through before they do them right. So now, I mean, as you know, both Falz and, my dad have come out to say, first, my dad has said, I never spoke to Bobrisky. I have never spoken to Bobrisky. I barely know who Bobrisky is. I just know that he's some social media personality that you people are talking about. I have no idea who Bobrisky is. I never spoke to him. Nobody, spoke to him on my behalf. Not by proxy, not directly. No communication with this guy. Secondly, Falz said, I heard from Bobrisky, but it was to ask for 3 million naira from me to be placed in the VIP section of prison. I had no idea that Bobrisky was trying to pay for a presidential pardon. He never discussed that with me. So you see that where, the issues are completely different. And so we're now in defamation territory because we heard the portions of the voice notes that Very Dark Man played. And what he said, two different things.
All right.
Yeah. Why are you defaming people?
All right, we have a video. I'm hoping that we have the correct one this time. Let's quickly take a look at what was said in that video, and we'll come back to the conversation regarding Folake Falana, aka Falz the Bad Guy, and your father, Femi Falana.
I had to call Elele again because there's nobody for me to call. Elele gave me 2 million, the balance of 2 million. So now I'm supposed to come out in what's it called? Ending of July next month.
Okay.
29th. Bad guy. His father is a son. So first reached out to me. His father spoke to me. His father said we can apply for pardon.
This is not really the full video. I remember that at some point he had said something in line with asking, why Falz was in a way maybe supporting him and saying something in the line of Falz's song. That's, of course, quoting the line where he talked about people criticizing homosexuals. Some of the reactions that we've seen to that is people saying that he did not outrightly call him that, and he did not outrightly say that they had a thing. So talk to us about your claims, what Falana and Falana is asking. You've asked for a retraction of that statement, and you've asked for an apology, which it doesn't seem like you'll be getting. So talk to us about the defamation aspect to it and what the next steps are, seeing as there might not be any apology.
I mean, again, speaking about the defamation, he clearly said, our Falz and Bobrisky involved. We don't have all day to dissect the video, but if anybody has time, go on the internet, the video is there. He said at some point in the video, are Falz and Bobrisky involved? And then he quoted the portion of Falz's song where Falz talks about persecuting homosexual people. And he said, oh, is this why you released that song? What are Falz and Bobrisky doing together? Are they involved? So there's no confusion as to whether he insinuated that or not. Now, we wrote him, gave him the opportunity to retract the statement and apologize. Instead of apologizing, he came back online, did a video saying, I did not, I could never insult, first of all, on his previous videos, he said, Femi Falana, I'm disappointed in him, how can he be involved in this, blah, blah, blah. And then he comes back and is like, oh, I really respect Uncle Femi. I can never insult him. Somewhat doubling down, but also not apologizing. It wouldn't have cost you anything to say, okay, maybe I got a bit carried away. I didn't get my facts right, and I didn't mean for this to cause all this ruckus. I'm sorry. 2 seconds would have cost you to do that. But of course, you're chasing clouds, you're trying to maintain, a persona, you want the attention, that's okay. Obviously, the next steps that we're looking at is, going to court, because at the end of the day, people work really hard to build their reputations, and you cannot just wake up one day and decide because, you think you're popular on the internet, you are going to come and throw all that hard work away. I mean, there's so many questions here. Neither you nor myself nor, Mr. Dotson sitting with you in the studio can, confirm whether or not, Bobrisky was in prison. But I mean, if people visited him in prison, and if the corrections officers have records of him actually being in prison, serving his time, have we, considered the possibility that this is just one of those cases of people, saying things for clout, lying for clout? I'm almost certain that all the things he said on that call, assuming, again, we can't even, verify whether, that phone call happened or didn't happen, right? Because we weren't there.
Yeah, but he's not even denying the phone call. That's the interesting thing. He's not even denying the, the phone call.
Well, apparently he had released a statement saying that that wasn't him on the call. And I think he eventually took this down, but I did see a screenshot of him saying that was not him on the call. But even if it was him on the call, he was on that call to ask for money. 1. 2, we know how these characters, especially these social media characters, we know how some of them can be. They say things that are not true. They say things because they are trying to, get a certain response from you. They say things because they want you to do something for them. He was obviously, trying to paint a picture of, these people are helping me with this, so give me this amount of money. He published a whole list of the people that he got money from when he was in prison, because he was calling, I bet you that he probably did not call less than 100 people. He was calling people, and I spoke to a few people who said, oh yeah, he called me, said he needed money, legal assistance, this, help to maintain himself in prison, that, and some people sent him money. So I'm sure he was on that call to get money. And I'm sure some of the things that were said on that call, I know for a fact that some of the stuff said on that call are just not true. For example, at no point did Falz speak to his father about Bobrisky or a pardon. It just didn't happen.
Yeah, so we also Folake, one of the things that was a little confusing was, who initiated the call. Was it Falz or Falana rather who initiated the call, or was it, Idris Okuneye?
No, Bobrisky reached out to Falz saying that I would like to speak to you. I need help. Okay. And he assumed he needed legal assistance or something, So he said, okay, how can I help you? Like, what's going on? I think he called, Bobrisky then called, because he must have sent a message saying, oh, please, I need to talk to you. I'm trying to reach you or whatever. And then Bobrisky called him and he said, oh, please, I'm trying to raise money so that I can stay in a more conducive part of the prison. Right.
And just to, finally clarify, even though we recognize that everyone is entitled to legal representation, in this case, you're confirming that your father, Folake Falana, was not in any way representing Bobrisky.
Not him, not Falz, not Falana. None of us were ever briefed on Bobrisky's matter.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. Senior Associate Falana and Principal Partner, F&F Legal, and CEO of Folk Consulting in the UK. Thank you very much, Folake Falana, for joining us on the show this morning.